Welcome all of you for today's teaching learning session, Pharmacology of Cephalosporins. At the end of the teaching learning session, the learner should be able to classify cephalosporins with examples, describe mechanism of action, explain mechanism of resistance towards these compounds, describe the therapeutic uses, explain the adverse effects and contraindications of the cephalosporins. Cephalosporins are semi-synthetic antimicrobials. Chemically, they are similar to penicillins because they also contain beta-lactam ring. So you can classify cephalosporins under beta-lactam antimicrobials. They are derived from cephalosporin C, which is obtained from Cephalosporinium. The first cephalosporins were isolated from cultures of Cephalosporinium acrimonium from a sewer in Sardinia in 1948 by the Italian scientist Giuseppe Brozzu. This is the nucleus of the cephalosporins, which consists of a beta-lactam ring which is attached to dihydrothiazide ring at position 7 at the acyl side chain. Substitutions will induce the formation of compounds with different antimicrobial spectra, and substitutions at position 3 at R2 will induce the formation of compounds with different pharmacokinetics. Cephalosporins have an action similar to that of penicillins. They act by interfering with the synthesis of the bacterial cell wall. They interfere with the action of the enzymes, transpeptidases. So the energy which is required to cross-link the peptidoglycan chains will not be there. The cell wall becomes weak. The interior of the cell becoming hyperosmotic. It is going to destroy the cell wall, and in the process the bacterial microorganisms are killed. Microorganisms, they attain resistance towards cephalosporins by at least 4 mechanisms. They have altered binding sites. The penicillin binding proteins will not allow the cephalosporin molecules to bind. The microorganisms will not allow cephalosporin to enter. The porine channels become impermeable due to some mutations. And even if the cephalosporin molecules reach the interior of the microorganisms, they would have developed some efflux proteins like P-glycoprotein, which pumps the drug molecules out of the cell, interfering with the action of the drugs. Finally, the most important, resistant microorganisms, they become drug destroying because they have the information to produce the drug destroying beta-lactamases, which open up the beta-lactam ring and inactivate the cephalosporins. There are 4 generations of cephalosporins. This classification is based on the chronology of development of these drugs, the differences in the antimicrobial spectra, and the differences in the potency they have against the various bacterial microorganisms. Cefazolin is the first generation parenterally administered cephalosporin. Cephalexin and cephadroxil are orally administered first generation cephalosporins. First generation compounds are more active against gram-positive bacteria. Their antimicrobial spectrum is similar to that of penicillin G. It includes Streptococcus pyogenes, Streptococcus viridans, Corynebacterium diphtheria, Clostridium tetani, Gonococci, Meningococci, Actinomyces, and Haemophilus influenza. They are also active against Klebsiella pneumonia, Moraxella, and Escherichia coli. Cephalexin and cefadroxil are used in the treatment of upper respiratory tract infections in the pediatric age group as well as the adult patients. They are available as syrups, pediatric drops, dispersible tablets, suspensions, capsules, tablets, and even dry syrups. Cefazolin is very popular as a surgical prophylactic to prevent surgical site infections. Cefazolin, which is a popular prophylactic for surgical site infections. Cefadroxil, cephalexin, which are used in the treatment of respiratory infections. Cefuroxime, cefoxitin are second generation compounds. Cefaclor, cefuroxime, axetil, cefprozil are orally administered second generation cephalosporins. These second generation compounds are more active against gram-negative organisms like Klebsiella pneumonia, Enterobacter, Serratia, Escherichia coli, Proteus, Haemophilus influenza, etc. They are highly resistant to the gram-negative beta-lactamases. Cefuroxime was used in the treatment of meningitis, but in today's scenario, third generation cephalosporins are preferred ahead of cefuroxime. Cefuroxime has also been used as a single dose treatment for gonorrheal infections, even for penicillinase producing Neisseria gonorrheal microorganisms. Cefaclor is available as dispersible tablets, pediatric drops, dry syrup, has been used for the treatment of gram-negative bacterial infections. Cefprozil is more useful against respiratory pathogens like Streptococcus pneumonia, Haemophilus influenza, Moraxella, Klebsiella pneumonia, because of which it is indicated in ENT infections like sinusitis, otitis media, pharyngitis, tonsillitis. It is also used in lower respiratory tract infection like acute exacerbations of chronic bronchitis. Since it is useful against Streptococcus pyogenes and Staphylococcus aureus, it is also indicated for the treatment of skin and soft tissue infections. Cefoxitin is also a parenterally administered second generation cephalosporin which has activity against anaerobes, especially Bacteroides fragilis. This compound is not available in our country. Cefuroxime sodium injection. Cefuroxime axetil, cefprozil, second generation orally administered cephalosporins. Third generation cephalosporins, the parenteral compounds are cefatoxin, ceftriaxone, ceftriaxone, ceftazidime, cefoperazone. Orally administered third generation cephalosporins, cefixime, cefpodoxime proxetil, ceftamet pivoxil, cefdinir, and ceftibuten. Cefatoxime is a prototype for the third generation cephalosporins. These compounds have highly augmented activity against the Enterobacteriaceae, which includes Escherichia coli, Klebsiella pneumonia, Proteus, Shigella, Salmonella typhi, and there are two compounds in this generation which have anti-pseudomonal activity. These compounds are highly resistant to gram-negative beta-lactamases. Third generation cephalosporins have life-saving uses. They are indicated in the treatment of bacterial meningitis, gram-negative septicemias, life-threatening hospital-acquired and resistant infections, preventing and treating of infections in immunocompromised individuals, abdominal sepsis, severe urinary, respiratory, biliary, skin and soft tissue infections. A third generation cephalosporin along with vancomycin and ampicillin is indicated in the empirical treatment of bacterial meningitis, Ceftazidime or cefiperazone are the two anti-pseudomonal third generation penicillins which are used along with an aminoglycoside, for example gentamicin, for the treatment of Pseudomonas meningitis to obtain synergism. The same synergism is also obtained by a combination of a third generation cephalosporin with an aminoglycoside for the treatment of gram-negative septicemias. Ceftriaxone has been indicated as a single dose treatment for gonorrhea and even chancroid. Cefotaxime has also been used for the treatment of gonorrhea as a single dose. For the treatment of multi-drug resistant enteric fever, ceftriaxone, cefiperazone, cefotaxime has been used. Ceftriaxone is the first line drug for multi-resistant typhoid fever. For Pseudomonas infections, we have two special third generation cephalosporins, ceftazidime and cefoperazone. So these two anti-pseudomonal cephalosporins are indicated in the treatment of febrile neutropenic patients with hematological malignancies and burns. Ceftriaxone is also used as an alternative drug for syphilis. The first line drug is penicillin, that is excuse me, penicillin G is the first line drug for syphilis. Ceftriaxone has been used alternatively in a dosage regimen of 1 gram daily for 7 days in primary syphilis and for 14 days in secondary syphilis. Ceftriaxone is injected intramuscularly in the treatment of syphilis. The orally administered third generation cephalosporins have been used for respiratory, biliary, urinary, skin and soft tissue infections. They are not indicated in the treatment of meningitis. They attain very low concentrations in the CSF. Cefotaxime, ceftriaxone. Ceftriaxone has another additional property. It is also useful against anaerobes, especially Bacteroides fragilis. Cefotaxime is the prototype for third generation cephalosporins. Ceftriaxone is the first line drug for the treatment of enteric fever. Ceftazidime, cefiperazone, these are the anti-pseudomonal cephalosporins. Please remember, cephalosporins have been used along with beta-lactamase inhibitors, which is sulbactam and tazobactam, to overcome bacterial resistance. Cefixime, third generation oral cephalosporin. Cefpodoxime proxetil, Ceftamet pivoxil, Cefdinir, Ceftibutin. These 5 are oral third generation cephalosporins. Coming to the fourth generation cephalosporins, we have only parenteral compounds, cefepime, cefpyrone. The primary feature of these two compounds is their non-susceptibility to the inducible chromosomal beta-lactamases. So all those infections which were resistant to the third generation cephalosporins are the indications for these compounds. Cefpyrone has a zwitterion action for better permeability into the microorganisms. The antimicrobial spectrum includes a large number of gram-positive, gram-negative bacterial microorganisms, including Pseudomonas aeruginosa, Staphylococcus aureus, but not MRSA, and of course the other microorganisms like Haemophilus influenza, Streptococcus pneumonia, and the various gram-negative and gram-positive bacteria. So the important indications of cefepime and cefpyrone are hospital-acquired infections where the microorganisms are highly resistant, febrile neutropenia, bacteremias, septicemias. So all these 4 infections are very severe, difficult to treat infections. They are the indications for 4th generation cephalosporins. Cefepime, cefpyrone, 4th generation cephalosporins. Fifth generation cephalosporins are the latest drugs. They are ceftaroline fosamil, ceftobiprole, medocaril. They are referred to as anti-MRSA cephalosporins, anti-methicillin resistant Staphylococcus aureus cephalosporins. They are useful against organisms which have acquired resistance due to altered penicillin binding proteins. So these compounds, they bind to these altered binding sites and produce their antimicrobial effect. These two compounds, ceftaroline, ceftobiprole, they are indicated against MRSA because they have the ability to bind to penicillin binding protein 2A. They are useful against resistant Streptococcus pneumonia because they have the ability to bind to PBP2B, PBP2X. They are also beneficial in Enterococcus faecalis infections because they can bind to the altered penicillin binding protein number 5. Ceftaroline fosamil is a prodrug which is immediately broken down into the active drug by the phosphatases after injection. It is indicated for the treatment of complicated skin and soft tissue infections caused by Staphylococcus aureus. It is also useful in the treatment of resistant cases of community acquired pneumonia caused by Streptococcus pneumonia due to altered penicillin binding proteins. Ceftobiprole medocaril is also a prodrug which is immediately broken down to the active drug on injection by type A esterases. It is indicated again for the treatment of community acquired pneumonia caused by resistant Streptococcus pneumonia. It is also indicated for the treatment of hospital acquired pneumonia with the exception of ventilator associated pneumonia. It has also been tried in the treatment of serious skin and soft tissue infections caused by MRSA. Ceftaroline fosamil, which is a 5th generation anti-MRSA cephalosporin. Ceftobiprole medocaril, which is also a 5th generation anti-MRSA cephalosporin. Now let us learn and study the adverse effects of cephalosporins. They are irritant in nature because of which there could be pain on intramuscular injection. Some cephalosporins are not given by intramuscular route. They can cause thrombophlebitis on intravenous injection. Because of their irritant effect, they can cause diarrhea. It could also be due to alteration of the gastrointestinal normal microbial flora. Hypersensitivity reactions are the most important adverse effects of cephalosporins, rashes being the most common manifestation. Angioedema, asthma, anaphylaxis and urticaria are also reported with the use of cephalosporins. 10% of the patients who are hypersensitive to penicillins are allergic to cephalosporins also. And those patients with immediate history of hypersensitivity reactions to penicillins, better we should not give cephalosporins in them. The intradermal tests or the scratch tests which are done to screen patients for hypersensitivity reactions are not reliable with cephalosporins. Many cephalosporins produce low-grade nephrotoxicity which can be enhanced by pre-existing renal disease. If there is concomitant administration of aminoglycosides which are also nephrotoxic or even loop diuretics. If the creatinine clearance is less than 50 ml per minute, the dosage of those cephalosporins should be reduced which are excreted unchanged by the kidneys. They are minimally or not metabolized at all. Certain cephalosporins like ceftriaxone and cefiporazone, because of the presence of methyl thiotetrazole at position 3, they can produce hypoprothrombinemia by an action similar to that of warfarin and produce bleeding. This bleeding is more in patients with intra-abdominal infections, cancers and renal failure. Ceftazidime has rarely caused neutropenia, thrombocytopenia rise in plasma transaminases and blood urea. Cephalosporin has produced disulfiram type of reaction towards alcohol. Now let us summarize the therapeutic uses of cephalosporins. Cephalosporins are very frequently administered amongst themselves. They cover most of the gram-positive and gram-negative organisms. You have some cephalosporins for even MRSA, Pseudomonas aeruginosa. Cephalosporins are not useful against mycobacterial organisms. They are not useful against chlamydia or rickettsia. First generation cephalosporins are used as alternatives to penicillins in respiratory tract infections and skin infections. Second and third generation cephalosporins have been indicated for the treatment of gram-negative infections. Ceftriaxone, cefodoxime, cefiprozone and even cefuroxime have been used as a single dose treatment for the treatment of gonorrhea. Ceftriaxone single dose has cured chancroid. Ceftriaxone is an alternative drug to penicillin G in the treatment of primary and secondary syphilis. Synergistic activity between cephalosporins and aminoglycosides has been recorded in the treatment of septicemias. It is a third generation or a fourth generation cephalosporin. For empirical treatment of meningitis, third generation cephalosporins with ampicillin and vancomycin is indicated. For pseudomonal meningitis, third generation cephalosporins like ceftazidime, cefiprozone with aminoglycosides is indicated for synergism. Ceftriaxone is the first line drug for the treatment of enteric fever or typhoid. Alternatively, you can also use cefodoxime or cefiprozone. Ceftriaxone has the following advantages along with the other third generation cephalosporins: quick defervescence, quick reduction in fever which takes 2 to 3 days, a quick reduction in the symptoms. They can prevent relapses and complications of typhoid. They have the ability to prevent carrier state. They can also be used for the treatment of carrier state. Now, these compounds, ceftriaxone, cefodoxime, cefiprozone, they are preferred over fluoroquinolones. They are preferred over even other drugs like cotrimoxazole, ampicillin, and even chloramphenicol. So what you have is multi-drug resistant Salmonella typhi. Because of this multi-drug resistant towards fluoroquinolones, cotrimoxazole, ampicillin, and chloramphenicol, ceftriaxone, cefodoxime, cefiprozone are the first line drugs. Cefazolin is commonly preferred for surgical prophylaxis to prevent surgical site infections. Third generation, fourth generation cephalosporins are frequently used for the prevention and treatment of infections in immunocompromised individuals. Ceftaroline fosamil and ceftobiprole metocaril are the latest cephalosporins which are included under fifth generation anti-MRSA cephalosporins, which are used for the treatment of complicated skin and soft tissue infections. For resistant cases of community acquired pneumonia caused by resistant Streptococcus pneumonia, ceftaroline fosamil has been used. So also ceftobiprole metocaril. These two compounds have been used for the treatment of resistant Streptococcus pneumonia caused community acquired pneumonia. For hospital acquired pneumonia, ceftobiprole metocaril is used with the exception of ventilator associated pneumonia. So in summary, these are all the important therapeutic indications of cephalosporins. So we come to the end of this teaching learning session, wherein we have learnt the classification of cephalosporins, the mechanism of action of these compounds, mechanisms of resistance towards cephalosporins, the uses and adverse effects of cephalosporins. Thank you very much. We come to the end of this session on pharmacology of cephalosporins. Very happy reading. Take care. Keep safe. Be healthy. Thank you.